Hello everybody, welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus with me Flik and my Twitch audience, as I'm sure you can tell by the bit spin in the corner. And as I was just telling them, I'm not really in the mood to suffer through greedier modes, so I'm just going to do Eden, and some of them might be playing along. Feel free to if you want to, I'll give you the seed in a second. Is there any challenges left for me to do? Yes, I haven't done Onan, Streak and Ultra Hard. I believe those are the only two I haven't done. I know the conceits for both of them, and neither of them sound fun. Thank you, Alana, for the bits. You did the high like Hugh does it. So, you know, oh, it's a mullet, but it's a different mullet from the last mullet I had. And we started with the Yum Heart and only Spirit Heart, so enable. And bad damage and bad tear rate. Good speed. So maybe not get too attached to this seed because I could just die. 2EX7 ATJ7. Again, 2EX7 ATJ7. If you want to join in. Thank you, Krispy Kreme Pones, for 11 months in a row with the sub via Twitch Prime 2. 11 months, my how time flies. Thanks once again for all the amazing content. Hope to be here for many more months. Also buy scopes for your tiers. See, that joke would play better in Gungeon because you can actually get scopes. Well, you can get a scope as a passive for all your guns. This first item room could be amazing, mind you. Someone might already know if they got the seed in fast enough and just started playing while I was blathering. We'll see though. I'm gonna judge whether or not I can tell a story immediately based on how good or bad the item room is. So bear with me while I kill these dips. Celtic Cross is okay. There is a Tinted Rock as well, actually. Look at Abel pretending to be useless. I mean, pretending to be useful. He is useless. Could I have a bomb, please? Ooh. Go on, drop 2 bombs. Not even just one, drop 2. That's a single penny. Well, Sias. Wait, it's about time I ask you directly. Is it Sias or Skyas? Because I assume Sias, but my assumption might be wrong. It's about time I learned. So was it the first way I said it right or the second way? I'm just going to let the portal, there we go, yeah, just destroy itself. Abel, do work for me. Make yourself useful. So if you don't work for me, I'll make you work for the frog. Okay. Oh, we got a bomb. Excellent. Watch this be small rock when I actually want more health. Sias. Okay. I will attempt to commit that to memory. I'm bad at remembering names. I remember mundane, pointless things, but I have trouble remembering important things like names. Okay, well, at least that improved my tear rate. My damage is now above starting damage. Oh, yeah. Someone actually commented on an Isaac run last night saying, I wish you wouldn't play as Eden so much. I want some variety. And I couldn't hide my awe at the stupidity of the statement, because Eden is the most varied character in the game, because no 2 starts are the same. It's like, if you want variety, you play as Eden. If you want to know what kind of run you're going to get, you play as the other characters. Granted, if you play as Isaac, you've got that RNG nature of the D6, but that's not the same as starting with random stats. You know, maybe you start with a trinket, maybe you don't, maybe you start with red hearts, maybe you don't. Like this. Okay, I should have picked that up before picking up the penny. I couldn't on any level agree with the person. Normally I at least try and see the other perspective, but it's just factually incorrect. Oh, I hate you ghosts. Oh, wasn't expecting you to go that way first. Oh. Hello everybody who's coming in a little late. I'm trying to watch the haunt so I can't look at chat. Why is he not fired? He's not fired. There he goes. Probably going to fire again quickly now. Yeah, because there's way too big a delay between those last 2 attacks. Ooh. Didn't expect him to get one more off though. Well, we got red HP, which also carries a very slight shot speed up. Yeah, certain characters have a theme, but that's not the same as being varied. Oh, I should not have come in here. For a whole bunch of reasons. Namely these stone twats. Whatever they're called. Still, the run has potential staying power. I only really have one particular story to tell, and it's that I've been reading more Batman comics, so I wanted to talk about them. Nose Goblin seems magic. Okay. Didn't find a shop, but we can't really make use of it. We'll just go down. Hopefully it's a basement. Unless you want to hear about my IBS flaring up over the last few days, so I'm in quite a lot of discomfort. The only good thing I have to talk about is reading Batman comics. Oh good, it's a burning basement. Thank you, Rivery Geralt, for 2 months in a row. Yay, 2 months of lurking. Nobody look at him. He's going back to lurking. They do like to shit on the floor in the basement, yes. Oh look, it's this room again. Didn't we just have you? Except this time you didn't spawn a monstral face. So chat, I've talked about reading certain Batman comics before on stream. They probably made it into Isaac episodes or maybe Gungeon episodes. I like Batman. I don't like Batman as part of a DC universe. He works only when he's by himself. In terms of, like, well, you know, Batman and Batman characters, not Batman plus Superman. Or Batman plus... Oh, I thought he was a stone one. Or Batman plus aliens. No, it only works when it's Batman in Gotham. And I especially like the comics where it's about detective work or mystery, as opposed to action. Problem is, I've read all the really good ones that fall into that category, like The Long Halloween, Year One, Dark Victory. You know, I've read all the prime examples. I don't remember what that does for me. I remember the description. Oh, okay. So, Not Love Pirate is also suffering. Well, I hope you get through it as well. We can maybe talk about that after I'm finished talking about Batman. But anyway, so I guess I could have reread some of the old ones again. Like, I probably am going to reread The Long Halloween eventually. But I wanted some new ones, and I had to start looking for ones that generally aren't considered like the best of the best, but are considered okay. So I picked out a few, some of them not mystery or detective based, they just sounded interesting to me because they're well-known events, regardless of like continuity or whatever. Oh yeah, that was a double bomb room, that's right. I need to clear the floor to try and find Spirit Hearts so I can get a deal with the devil. And I need a bomb for that. IBS would be a fitting topic to talk about when playing this game because it's full of poop, I get it. It's a good joke. It's funny, you laugh now. So anyway, the first one I decided to read, which is a more modern one, and I'm basing that purely on the art style because it's usually very easy to tell when a comic was originally made based on the art style of it. And it looked very modern to me. Was called The Black Mirror. And it's set during a period of time I remember being told about, I think back when we were playing through Dark Souls 2 for the first time, where Bruce Wayne is off doing his dumbass idea of franchising Batman. In that, like, he's going to countries around the world to pick out people to be a Batman for their country to stop crime worldwide. It's a dumb idea. It's a stupid idea for him to be away doing that, but whatever. What it means is, while he's gone, Dick Grayson is Batman. So it's a Batman story, but it's Dick Grayson who is being Batman in it. And it was actually pretty good. It had a mystery, it has its fair share of action, and I think Dick Grayson actually makes a good Batman. He's different, obviously. He makes wisecracks and whatnot, and that's actually to his detriment in the story. Because it kind of gives him away. But yeah, it was a good story. I liked it. It was about... Well, it's sort of about just like miscellaneous crimes, but at the same time it's about Commissioner Gordon's son. And whether or not he is actually a psychopath. Will this give me Spirit Hearts because I only have one red? Oh, I won't let me use it. So that gets my recommendation. It's not very long, but I enjoyed it. Have I ever read Tower of Babel? It's a Justice League story, takes advantage of Batman. I haven't, no, as I say, I haven't read, I don't like the Justice League at all. Batman by himself is the only thing I'm interested in. The next thing I got, and I didn't realise just how long these were, because they're bloody massive, and they're also very old. They have they're kind of like if you look at the art style of Long Halloween, it's kind of halfway in between the old art style comics used to have in America and the new style. And then you've got something like A Death in the Family, where it's very clearly really old-fashioned. And I started reading the Nightfall trilogy, because after so long constantly referencing it, I think it was finally decided... Wait, that sentence made no sense. I thought that it was finally time to read about the time Bane broke Batman. It's the Bane origin story. It culminates in him breaking Batman's back, and then Azrael has to take over as being Batman. Azrael turns out to be a super violent Batman, so Bruce Wayne, when he comes back, has to stop him. Ooh, hello there. That is the gist of it. I am through the first one, which was bloody massive, the first volume of issues, and they were really good. I really like how Bane slowly breaks Batman down. And I'm 3/4 through the second volume, and the second volume is basically just focusing on Azrael being Batman, and just like ostracizing himself from everybody, and is really, really boring, unfortunately. But I'm hoping it'll pick up in the third part, once I get to there. Batman Arkham Asylum is the worst graphic novel I've ever read. It's pretentious bullshit, and it has a terrible art style. I've read it, it's awful. It is the worst one I've ever read. Yeah, Nightfall's part 1 and 2. So I'm almost finished part 2. I almost finished it just before the stream started, but I had to stop because it was getting near stream time.
Ooh. And
I'll be reading Nightfall part 3 probably on Monday on my day off, unless I find time for it over the weekend. But yeah, the first part was really good. I think they did Bane's origin story really well. And now I get more references that there were to it in the Chris Nolan Bane film. Oh, thank you, Skull Rebel, for the bits. Rest in peace, Afterbirth. I'm watching your Afterbirth runs and I enjoy the content. Wish for more. Well, on that subject, Afterbirth is apparently getting an update over a year after its initial release, and if it's a good enough update, I'll go back to it. Oh, the room where you're guaranteed to take damage. Always a pleasure. Hang on. You stepped out for a second. Did I read Dark Knight's Metal? That one does not ring a bell. I basically just went on Amazon and searched for the highest reviewed ones. I mean, I've read, like I said, Year 1. I've read the Joker's redone origin story as part of Year 1. I've read Dark Knight Returns. But on the subject of the new ones I'm reading, I also looked into ones that were well received. And there was... Oh, God, I hate when this is this. Item rooms have enemies in them. Does that do anything with Brimstone? Oh, you can't shoot Brimstone from one end of the screen to the other? That's dull. Oh yeah, if I look up, I look like It from the Addams Family. You're absolutely correct. Oh, honestly, I could go on a massive rant about how bad Arkham Asylum, the comic, is. But it's been a while since I quote-unquote read it, because it's a very hard read because it's just so bad. And I have no desire to go back to it just to have salient points in how bad it is. But anyway, I have no idea. I don't keep up with the canons. Like, some of the comics I'm about to tell you about are from something called New 52. I asked a friend, what the hell is New 52? And their description was, oh, it's just something DC do when they want to reset a universe. So I was like, oh, whatever. Like, who's Batman? Is it Bruce Wayne? Okay, I'm interested. Who's the Robin? Don't really care. As long as Batman is Bruce Wayne and he's just doing detective things, I don't care when it's set. I don't care who the villain is necessarily. I don't care what universe it's set in, as long as there's only Batman stuff. What? Oh, that's the SCART cable. Wait, what did that do to me there? I was like firing a beam. It's like... Oh, I'm firing a beam between me and Abel. Interesting. Okay, we'll keep that going then. It's a synergy with followers. If you have specific recommendations that are very well received, I'm not going to catch them right now because I'm still trying to play and also talk, but you can let me know on Discord or Twitter and I will look them up, because I plan to buy Volume 2 and 3 of the next book I wanted to talk about that I read. It's a much newer one, you could tell because the art style was exceptionally modern, so I'm assuming this is a very recent thing, and it was heralded as like the best new Batman villain in years, so I was like, okay, that's interesting to me. And it's called A Court of Owls, and it's about a secret society that kind of has been running Gotham from behind the scenes for years and years. And they decide to assassinate Bruce Wayne, as they did many other Waynes in the past. And apparently the Volume 2 isn't very good, but Volume 3 might pick up again, so I'm interested. I liked Volume 1. I think Batman gets a little bit out of character towards the end, but he's been going through like torture, so I suppose it kind of makes sense. Still, it still felt a little out of place watching him go a little bit slowly mad. That's the only thing I'll say. But yeah, the art style was amazing and the story was interesting and there was a little bit of a mystery. Oh. But yeah, I can't say for sure that the whole story is very good. I only read Volume 1. I thought it was the entire story, and it came with a stupid mask as well. But it was actually just the first kind of collection of issues surrounding the the start of this arc that they were doing. And there's 2 more volumes of it. Thank you, Depuli, for 17 months in a row. Have you read the Batman story Hush? A year long in a comic detective murder mystery. Yes, Hush's origin is excellent. I also read a follow-up Hush adventure called The Heart of Hush, which was very bad. But not very bad, it was just... It involves Superman and Super Dog or whatever the hell it's called, and I was like, ugh. It was good right up until they go to Metropolis for a little while, and then it turns bad. But yeah, Hush's origin story is really, really good. And I read, like, Death in the Family and The Red Hood's Return and all that stuff. Ooh. Also, ooh. Relax, I know how you feel. Yeah, there's like a Superman, but it's a Superman dog. I don't know what it's called because I don't care about anything Superman related. I thought it was called just Super Dog or something. Is that not right? I honestly thought I had the speed to get away from you there. Infested. Gotham by Gaslight. Have not read that either. The dog's name is apparently Crypto. That's dumb. Anything involving Superman in the Batman universe is dumb. So that kind of ruined that particular one, but yeah, the one that's just called Hush, I think. That was good. I remember liking that one. Crypto from Krypton. It's almost like comics were made for children or something. Imagine it, the very idea. Oh, that was a charged key. I would assume a dog called Crypto from Krypton is from Krypton, yes. Apparently it was very important that they get one child off of Krypton and also one doggo. Infested. The waiver is excellent. Oh, that's a mimic. Hello, mimic. I think I do vaguely remember a cartoon about the super dog. But anyway, that was my story of comics to read. Got the second chapter of Nightfall to finish, and then the final chapter of it, or the final book of it. And then that's it. And then down the line I'll probably get the other 2 volumes of A Court of Owls and maybe any other ones that you recommend if they look interesting to me. Thing is though, those anthologies are, I think they call them TPs, right? Oh, that's not so bad. They're bloody expensive. But I suppose when you think about how much they probably charged when it was individual issues, it makes sense. Got the item... Wait, did we get the item room? Yeah, that's item room with, for some reason, a gambling machine in it, right? But we haven't had the shop. We'll kill the boss since we're here anyway, see if we get the boss, the deal with the devil, rather. Haven't really been paying attention to the run since we got Brimstone, since it's been on autopilot. And still no deal with the devil, despite a 72.5 chance. A lot of HP though. Let's make back some time. Let's just go. I didn't know of a bat dog of any kind. There's like a dog and a very short man in the Nightfall trilogy that apparently is building stuff for Batman, and then he builds stuff for Azrael. But they get ostracized as well, so they just leave. It's like an old basset hound, right, or something like that. He doesn't do anything, he just growls at Azrael and then walks off. At least so far. Hematemesis, okay. I think what other ones I've read that I mean I've spoken about them before back when I read them. But that may have been also in offline runs. I can turn around and look. Let's see here. Oh, Wrath of the Demon. That was kind of like the origin story of the League of Assassins and whatnot. It was way too dated and wasn't that interesting. In fact, yeah, I definitely remember talking about that one because I remember talking about the finale of it where Bruce Wayne and what's his name? I'm blanking on his name. Oh, Chaos for 3. Sure, Chaos me, baby. Hagalas. Chad, what was the name of the guy who runs the League of Assassins? It's bugging me that I can't remember his name. Ra's al Ghul, thank you. Yeah, the origin story of him just boils down to him and Bruce Wayne shirtless fighting, and it was dumb. it was fun but dumb. And Talia's watching them fight and it's like, you two are like 2 of the most brilliant minds of the modern day, and here you are just fighting shirtless. And they're both kind of like, yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, so the boss is this way. Well, we've got a 100% deal with the devil chance. Let's just get that, because it's not Mom. Thank you, Alana, for the bits. I would love to see you get rubber tears in that Monstro's lung. That would also be amazing, yeah. Shirtless fighting, I'm interested. You don't really want to see Ra's al Ghul and Bruce Wayne doing that. One of them gets a shovel stuck in their stomach. My beam's more powerful than yours. Yours has better tracking though. That is acid, baby. Pills, pills, pills. Well, don't mind if I do. Oh right, Chaos. Yeah, that's why that one's that. Oh wait, it stayed open. I was going to say, yeah, I need to get rid of this last heart. So the more familiars you have, the more constant the beams are between them, I guess. That's a really good trinket. I kept meaning to go back and watch the original series of, Batman the Animated Series. And I think I remember looking at it on Amazon, and it was cheap, but you had to set up like an Amazon account or something that was different to your Amazon Prime. Or I just couldn't find a way to do it via the family share thing. Oh look, it's the most useless item that Edmund has ever created. You wish you could rewind live streams on Twitch like YouTube. I'm sure that's something they'll be considering bringing in. Basically making this like the TiVo of gaming. I do want to go to the curse room now that we've got 9 lives. And chaos. Yeah, I can mix things up a little bit. You couldn't help yourself? What, you mean giving bits? I told you you didn't need to. HP. I'm curious what that would have been had I not picked up chaos, honestly. We don't need it. So now I need something else to talk about, chat. That was my story until I read some more comics, like any normal adult would do. I still could get an item. Nope, but we got ourselves covered for sure. Oh, you made a pun. Well, there is no excuse for making a pun. It's a pun-free zone. He was. We don't need the moon because we've been in the secret room. I'd rather have the alges. Tell us about Scotland. Don't call me daddy. What would you like to know about Scotland? Would you like to know that everybody... Like, I was at a supermarket today, and as I was entering, a lady and her friend was leaving with a trolley filled with 16 packs of Iron Brew. And the reason that is because everybody is buying up all the Iron Brew they can get their hands on because the people who make it have announced that they're changing the recipe so it no longer has sugar in it. They're using artificial sweeteners, so everyone's obviously worried that it will taste different, it will taste garbage, although to my mind it already tastes garbage. But still, they're clamoring for it. It's the smartest business decision they've ever made to announce that they're making their product worse because people are just buying it up by the literal trolley full. It's ridiculous. Thank you, Evil Vice President. For 8 months in a row, puns are forbidden. Prepare for punishment. You're next. Why on earth would you want me to talk about Logan Paul? He's a dick. Everybody knows it. People like him put YouTubers in a bad light in the mainstream media. The real disturbing thing about it is the thing I mentioned on Twitter. It's the total lack of empathy. It's like, normal people don't do that. Where is your empathy? Where is the basic human emotion known as empathy? You piece of shit. I mean, really, there's nothing else to say about that. Although, actually, you know what it does say something about? It says something about how desperate YouTubers are. Or greedy. I know most people would say it's greed. It might not be greed. It might also be stupidity, but it could also be desperation. It could be the time of year. It could be just everybody worrying that YouTube's on the way out. So they're just trying to do anything. They're literally desperate for the clicks. They will be willing to do anything. Even make fun of a suicide victim they found. That is the length someone is willing to go to make money. Because they're scared. Or stupid. I don't know the guy. If you know him better than I do, you can decide for yourself whether it was stupidity or fear. Was that video even monetized though? Whether the video itself was monetized or not, the amount of press he's gotten as a result, plus I heard that his apology video was monetized. Which will no doubt even get more views. Because maybe that's what YouTube does to people that get a taste of success and then lose it. Like, I worry sometimes that I'd go that way. Because I tasted success. I tasted success with Overwatch. I tasted what it's like to get... I mean, at its peak, I think I was getting 400,000 views per day. That's ridiculous, and I've never come close to that again. Like, these are people who have tasted bigger than that, seen how much money they could potentially make from things like that, and then to have the risk of losing it because maybe you have a slow month, or YouTube has a slow month, or someone new comes along that has a better idea than you. You get desperate. It's like, imagine like, what was his name? I was going to say Charlie Knoxville, but I don't think his name was Charlie. Whatever Knoxville and Tom Green, they had to do bigger and badder things to themselves because their content got stale and they had to desperately try and stay relevant. And I feel like that situation is something like that. It was Johnny Knoxville. Ooh, 2 diamonds. Hello, great. I was just in your shop. Now, don't take anything I'm saying here as any kind of excuse for what he did. I'm not. I'm just trying to... When someone does something that just seems so lacking in a basic human emotion, I want to understand why it happened. So I start trying to find reasons, and that might be a reason. Not to link it necessarily instantly back to the comics I was reading, but Azrael kind of starts out with the best of intentions, doing things the way Bruce does it, you know, not killing anybody, not being too brutal rather. But then they keep pushing him, and he breaks under the pressure. It is also true that some people are assholes, yes. But there's a difference between being an asshole and just not having any care for any other human being. Because you can be a dick and still, you know, care about your family, for instance. Yeah, that's the only thing that comes from it. I wish I understood the reasoning behind it. And unfortunately, behind a phony, half-hearted apology, you're not going to know the true reason. If the guy's an idiot, it could just genuinely be a dumb mistake. As I've said many times on streams, never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. For publicity, well, everything you do on YouTube is essentially for publicity. You want views. It's why websites do clickbait bullshit. It's the only way for them to make a living. Everyone is an asshole. It's a very cynical view. Oh god. Oh, am I actually stuck? I'm actually stuck. What a wonderful allegory for how I've been feeling the past few days. Bomb? Okay, that freed me. Don't cry when you see these furry pictures. And that happens in YouTube videos as well, like, you know, the people who've stolen some of my footage in the past that Watch Mojo and Top Trending, was it? They've stolen footage from my videos. They've used them in a manner which I personally believe does fall under fair use, but it would have been nice to get credit and or be asked, but they just rode the clickbait wave. Oh! That lightning bolt is actually making Abel exceptionally useful because he's so far away from me. Thank you again, Alana. That was a shitty situation. Oh god. They did what? Well, on one occasion Watch Mojo included me in the best Fallout New Vegas playthroughs on YouTube, which I was very flattered by, although I don't think they had many entries, honestly. And I knew that I'd been entered. so that was okay. But since then, I've had multiple like Overwatch videos used by them in top trending. But again, because they're just using the footage, they're talking over it. They are, they are transforming it. It's fair use. They don't have to give me credit. They don't have to ask my permission. Again, the polite thing to do would be to ask. But even if I said no, I couldn't stop them. Watch Mojo or Clickbait Masters. If they're still around, then I guess that's true, because isn't top trending just kind of disappeared now? Or hasn't it disappeared now, to use correct English? Surprised there's still a pill I didn't know. They're still around? Oh, okay. Because I thought people had just kind of gotten used to the fact that they're just clickbaiting, and thus they weren't actually getting enough views to sustain themselves. Because keep in mind, people like Top Trending and Watch Mojo, I think they're not individuals or small groups, are they? They're actual companies. So they need more than the average YouTube channel to live. Still doing clickbait? Well, of course they are, because clickbait is their product. It's whether or not people are interested in the product that matters. Also, we got a lot more conversation out of this topic than I thought we would, but I kind of went off on a tangent. It's an interesting tangent. An idea of mass appeal versus cultivated audience. One is fickle, the other will stick around even when views go down because they like the work of the person and not just the content. Well, I'd like to think that's why you lot are still watching me. Because obviously, the rush of the Overwatch videos is long gone. And in that accidental baseball episode of Isaac, as I was talking about, something else might come along and be similar. And I think I would be a fool if I didn't ride it a little bit. Because I didn't really ride the Overwatch thing, like... I did a lot of Overwatch videos, but I'd already had, like, say, half a dozen to a dozen out prior to them getting any attention. So I was just doing them. And then when we started doing the whole, hey, let's do a match as all the same hero and see what happens, my OCD kind of dictated that I'd want one of every hero. Or character, whatever you want to call them. It was just a nice happy accident that either my understanding of SEO was better than the other people who were doing similar videos, or maybe I was just quicker, that they happened to get top of the search rankings, and it worked out well. Get back on the PUBG train. If you don't mind me saying, the PUBG train appears to be on fire and is in danger of derailing, in my personal opinion. Honestly, in terms of like stuff that's new to the channel, I'm happy that Rainbow Six Siege is doing well. I don't think it's going to have staying power, but I'm happy it's doing well because I like playing it. And like I said in the Isaac episode that went live yesterday, to me, Siege is a very, very watchable game. Like, I like watching people play it as much as I like playing it. It's tactically based, even more so than PUB. It has less downtime than PUB. It's not perfect, obviously. It has a lot of latency issues and such like. But it's what I would describe as an exceptionally watchable game. I don't really want to sit here and play this guy just to get Skatol, but I will murder him instead. PUBG was entertaining for a while. It's still as janky, or almost as janky as when I last played it, and I don't like the developer's ethics, so I can't support his product. So, you know, PUBG could become the next best game there's ever been a couple of months down the line, I still wouldn't play it. I think a supercut of like PUBG would be very watchable as well, if I wanted to look at it without my ethics getting in the way. it did okay on the channel when I did cover it. It seemed relatively popular on streams too. But there is always that chance that you'll spend a whole match for 30 minutes just sitting around doing nothing. And then die instantly to an enemy you didn't see. And in Siege, you die to enemies you don't see all the time, but you're into the next round in 2 minutes. Which adds to its watchability. Hello, Mega Mike. Started watching at the big Overwatch time and stuck around because it was neat watching Flik and Friends play. Well, thank you. I hope you're enjoying Flik and Friends playing Siege. Or Bloodborne. Oh, I forgot to mention at the start of the stream that Bloodborne's on a small hiatus again while Kurt fixes his back. You see, he also had a run-in with Bane, and it went about as well as it did for Bruce Wayne. So he needs a little bit of time to recover. Which probably means we're going to struggle to get it done by the time Monster Hunter World is out. I told him to go to a doctor, he refused. I tried to blackmail him. No, wait, no, I tried to bribe him. That's different to blackmail. Or to be more exact, my chat tried to blackmail / bribe him. Yeah, the Battle Royale mode in Fortnite is doing well, from what I hear. With Monster Hunter World so close, I don't feel the need to go back to Fortnite yet. I probably will eventually, if I get the itch for a Battle Royale game. But Siege is good enough that I see it lasting me definitely a lot this month and then kind of interspersed after World is out. And I did buy the Year 3 pass, so I will be interested once they start adding stuff. Almost got myself stuck in the poop again. Mecha Court? I don't think we want to give Corps mechanical parts. No one man should have all that power, etc. Really wish you didn't drop HP. Just gonna leave it. I don't want red hearts. A replacement Robocart. It's essentially just Fisto, isn't it? Yeah, we can probably do this. Two of clubs. Not particularly necessary, but okay. With some well-timed stunning. Ooh, Relic's really good. And there's Guppy's tail. Was that 2 out of 3? That's, yeah, 2 out of 3. That's a shame. Probably won't get the third part, but that's alright. It could be in the curse room, and I could use the Algis to only lose... Oh wait, no, we have the Relic. I keep forgetting. We're actually in a better position than I thought. Not the Relic, the Wafer. I said the Relic because I just picked up the Relic. Wishbone would give us an item if we get hit enough, but don't really need it. I'll go in the curse room, see if we can get the final Gup item. It's actually harder if we have Chaos to do that, but whatever. Covered the trip, plus a little bit of profit. We can rebuild Court, we have the technology. Some cardboard boxes and sellotape. And maybe a manga or two. Stars card is just a teleport. Give me Isaac. Thank you. Sometimes it's just polite to ask. would be the last pill we used, which was infested. Perfect time for it. Isaac! We're not really annihilating them that much. We do still only have 5.54 damage, so even with Brimstone, it ain't that good. We'll probably need more topics of conversation, chat, but we're going to record one more round before we swap over to whatever it is we're swapping over to, so we can save them for that. We had a good talk. We geeked out over Batman and then got all melancholy about the sad state of affairs of what you have to do on YouTube to get noticed. On that brief subject, I occasionally get like messages on YouTube and I never see them for weeks because you don't get any alerts if you get a message on YouTube. People asking like, how do you get more views? There's no like secret really. If you want individual tips, watch the Inside Baseball episodes of Gungeon. That's all I can say really. That, come up with an original idea or an original way to do an established idea that people would be interested in watching. It sounds simple, but it's really hard to do in practice. And I say really hard to do, but of course, as we all know, literally anybody can be a YouTuber or Twitch streamer. It takes absolutely no talent. And anybody can do it and be instantly popular and be a millionaire by 30. Glitter bombs, sad bombs, meat and H... Well, our bombs are going to be really good. But our brimstone remains just a mini brimstone. How good are our bombs? Okay, that's pretty awesome. We've got death beam bombs. I knew I was saving them for something. Would I do VR? Oh, you mean VR chat? Hell no, I'm socially awkward in real life. I'd just be socially awkward in virtual chat as well. That, and despite having a massive space in my office for VR, it's still very restrictive. And as far as I'm aware, I don't know, does VR chat allow you to use teleport movement? Because the clips I've seen from it seem to imply that you move normally, by which I mean you glide, and anytime I've tried to do glide movement in a game, it makes me feel ill. Because it's not natural to feel like you're moving when you're gliding. I know teleporting isn't natural as well, but you're just changing your point of reference, which is easier for the brain to handle. And if you've never used VR, you won't know what I mean. But believe me, if you're gliding along, if you do it in a game, it feels natural. But if you're doing it where it feels like you're actually doing it for realsies, it makes you feel ill. Also, as I understand it, VR chat is ruined right now by just everybody being Ugandan knuckles, so I probably missed the boat on that one. Don't need that. Getting a lot of like butt themed stuff. Ooh, that's just flat out good. Thank you, Chaos. Don't Google Ugandan knuckles or do you know the way. I don't even know. I've never watched the source. I just know what it is because it's the in meme. Do anything for us. Not that the Book of Sin is required, but relax. Oh damn it. There was a pill that we hadn't known after, or didn't know after all this time, and it was a blooming health up. Well, as long as the heart stays empty, I suppose. Now we get double bombs. Yeah, people are spamming it to death. It won't truly die until Reaper knows about it and then he starts trying to do it. So the sooner he finds out about the meme, the better, honestly. I don't think it's a very good one. I don't think it has staying power. VR chat? also seems to me kind of like it's going to be kind of one and done. It's not going to last very long in terms of popularity. All it'll take is like someone going too far in it, and they'll have to do something about it. I know right now everybody's like running around with anime avatars and whatnot. Well, prior to being Ugandan Knuckles, obviously, but there's only one way that eventually ends. Can I have Blue Baby, please, so I can win? Hello, Delirium might appear. Oops, key. 53.61 luck. Hello, Flik is a deer. Nope, I wasn't looking. I assume Lust went round the long way to get to me. Come on, there. No. So it actually is a health up pill. Hello, Ascos as well. This calls for some bombs. Especially because we're just getting more of them. Relax. Blue Baby over here? Yeah, there you go. Oh, you've gone and done it now. Oh, that golden key dropped from a glitter bomb effect. I was wondering where that appeared from. Well, the way to Delirium did not open, so this is where we'll be cashing this run in. Do you have any recommendations for VR systems? The Vive, it's the best one. I haven't used PlayStation VR. For the people watching after the fact on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you for at least one more in this recording session on stream, so until then, ta-ta for now.